Tullis Hill, which is the high point, is right here. Tullis Hill aligns with the House of Cephas, and Cephas, all of our Starfort cities, the reason why they're called Starforts is because they're aligned to the heavens above. So Torry here sits just outside the House of Cephas, and this high point, known as Tullis Hill, strangely enough, is when I returned to Aberdeen back in 2013. It's where I buried or scattered the ashes, the remains of my dog. So Tullis Hill sits just outside the House of Cephas, and here's a quick glimpse of the standing stones and stone circles of the House of Cephas. So, and we will look at this in a few minutes, but first of all I want to look at Torry and Tullis Hill. Now you can see Torry's an unusual shape, yeah? So now what I've got here is a topographic map of Torry and the Aberdeen area, and what a topographic map allows you to do is look at the sea levels, the water levels, and we can see that Torry itself is 54, 51 metres, 48 metres. It's a fair bit above sea level, but if I just hold the map steady, you see that in between Torry it's well below sea level. So let's flip back again. So we can see this shape here of what sat above sea level, as we can see here, and we can see the waterway, or what sat below, and the potential for waterway. Now let's look at Ferry Hill. Now for anybody who is familiar with Starforts, right away with Ferry Hill you should be able to see a pentagram type shape, yeah, just like the Pentagon in the USA. Now these are Starforts. Now this is the foot of the Starforts here. Everybody see that? And so if we were to zoom in to the main foot here, the main point, sorry about that, the main point you see here, if you were to zoom in, the name of the street is Font Hill Road. Now right away the word font is to do with water, fountain, and we also have, I see the name Hardgate. Hard gate suggests an entrance to somewhere. A hard gate, a firm building. And in fact what we have here is the hold and bar, the level, the bar. Bars were, yes, and it sits right on the corner. I'm not going to talk about what bars were just now, we're just looking at Starfort. So here is Ferry Hill Starfort, the points of it, and it's sat in an ancient waterway. And if we go over to Ferry Hill, so we're looking at Ferry Hill now, which we just looked at, and you can even see in this map here the shape of the star, and if I let go of it, you should be able to see what's sat above the ground and what's sat in the water. So what we're looking at here is a star fort with canals that enter in, which have become roads, and harbours, which became arbories, or commons, or greens. The transition of the word arboret, where you plant trees. Of course the trees soak up the water and they become open green spaces known as commons or parks or the likes. And so you can see the star here, the main shape with its harbour. And of course the area is called Ferry Hill. Why would it be called Ferry Hill other than it's where the ferries come in? So here's a Starfort here, and this is all manufactured. All of what we see here is the harbour, or arbour, the harbour of Aberdeen, or the port of Aberdeen, is there to block the sea waters. Ancient sea waters would have come in, containing obviously the salt and the high tide, and they would power these fortresses, these portals, these starforts, which sat high up on a raised embankment, as we can see, especially with nip across the Tory again. Those who are familiar with Tory know that once you get across that bridge, the Wellington Bridge, is it? Or even the Tory, Victoria Bridge, once you get across there, it's all terraces. You're going up, 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 and it's a high view looking over into the rest of Aberdeen, if you get a clear view in a good day. So, but even looking at this, on this topographic map, you can see that Tory itself, Tory and Ballygaff, sit quite separate, in a separate waterway. And today's railway line, which is the embankment of a waterway, is what the railway line actually sits upon. And the nearest solid rock of any sort, or anything that's above water level, sits further at East Tallis, which is further down here. Which, of course, when you look at it properly with eyes that understand what Starforts are, you can see that there is another Starfort in here, and this here is an ancient waterway, again feeding out Kincorth, and further out into the water there, feeding out into Stonehaven and Portlethen, and down through joining to the Dee.